nel cuore, certo dolore, certo dolore, e la mia pace turbando va. Nel cuore, sento nel cuore, certo dolore, certo dolore, che la mia pace turbando va. Che la mia pace turbando va.
Very, very nice job, Keith. Just give me 1 second here. All right. So, really, very, very, very good. What I would like to focus on with you first is, it's actually what I was talking about with the person, with Ryan, right before you came in. Right now, when you're singing, I see you immersed in this lovely world with this person that you're singing to, and then when you're not singing, Keith's back. And Keith's a great guy, I can tell just from meeting you. But Keith shouldn't be necessarily popping up in every time it's an instrumental rest, especially at the end of the song. The end of the song, you've done all this legwork to get people invested in this moment, and you need to stay there during that interlude to the end, because if you're not there, they're going to say, well, if he's not there, why should I be there? You know, so you have to make sure that you pick your point of focus for those last 4 bars, and you stay there intensely, and still have something emotionally happen, even though you don't have anything written there. So what I would encourage you to do as an exercise, we won't be able to do it right now, I would encourage you to actually write in your music thoughts that you want to have running through your head during that time that relate to the story of the text. You know, that's one of your opportunities to create the story of your interpretation in the lyrics. And the more emotion that you have in those spots, the more curious the audience is going to be. Oh, he's clearly so emotionally invested in this. I wonder what's going on there. They're going to be so intrigued. They're going to be dying for you to open your mouth again because they want to get an opportunity to get into your head of what's going on in those moments. So really make sure you take advantage of those rests. One recurring technique thing, it's a very small thing, but make sure when you have leaps on diphthong vowels, so those vowels where there's more than one vowel sound, that you modify the vowel towards a taller one. For example, K, while you're on that high note, you're closing from the E to the E vowel on it, and it's causing your voice to sort of tighten up and close a little bit. Stay open on the E a little bit longer. So Ke la mia pace at the K, make sure that you're keeping that K up nice and open. Brenda, could you play the notes for me at 29? Ke la mia instead of K, Ke la mia. I know that's not necessarily the perfect Italian, but when you're modifying, the audience isn't going to know. There's this amazing thing that the brain does where when it knows what to expect, it's going to fill some of that in. So if you modify the vowel there, a lot of people in the audience aren't even going to notice, except for they're like, wow, what a lovely open tone. So, can I hear you sing at, let's take it when we're heading into that first time that you're doing that melodic passage. So actually, I think right at 29 would work. Because it's not the first time, but, you know, so you know how it closed?
Yeah.
Just say K.
K.
Now say it in your higher speaking voice. K. Yeah, there we go. Skip straight to the singing part.
Che la mia pace
And stay in this moment and act through these rests. See your beloved that's deserted you. Very good, very good. I want to give give you one more quick note because I got only get one more minute with you. Make sure that you're attentive to these switches between forte and piano. Now, during this time period, forte and piano, they hadn't necessarily completely elaborated into mezzo piano, fortissimo. So you have some leeway in that, but you still want to make sure the composer wants you to make a big contrast and dynamic here. And even though you're in your passaggio and upper register, and I understand from a technique standpoint, you want to make sure that you don't let those notes fall out of your mask. Over time, really work to make sure you get that contrast there, because striking dynamics, that's one of the things that doesn't happen on the radio anymore. Everything's mixed to be loud. So when we get a chance to hear live musicians in person, and we get a chance to hear dynamics, it's really striking. So really make sure you take advantage of that dynamic shift. Unfortunately, I can't have you do that for me, but there's two things that I want you to make sure you absolutely do from now on. One is make sure you stay invested in those breaks. It's hard to do, but absolutely make sure you do that. You owe it to the rest of your performance to do that. And the other thing is make sure you pay attention to dynamics. Dynamics are such an expressive opportunity. And you do some excellent dynamics throughout, but just don't undersell the quiet dynamics. Okay. Really make your quiets really quiet, because by contrast, they'll make your louds seem even louder. Very nice job.